Sa pamamagitan ng magaganda at piling-piling programa mula Lunes hanggang Linggo, aalawin kayo ng aming kilalang mga komentarista at public service program. Ito lamang sa himpilan ng DWPL.
The proceeding program expresses only the opinions and views of its respective block timer, producer, radio announcer, writer, and production staff, and does not in any way reflect the views of this station. The station has advised the programmers to abide by broadcast laws and KBP rule.
Lingkod ng Bayan, kaagapay ng mamamayan. Ang programang maglilingkod sa sambayanan, katuwang ang ating mga public servants. Lingkod ng Bayan, kaagapay ng mamamayan. Kasama ang inyong lingkod, si Flory Gabitan, tuwing Martes, alas 12 hanggang alauna ng hapon, dito lamang sa DWBL 1242 sa inyong talapitan.
Burger, ang burger ng bayan. Burger na buy one take one na may libo-libo ng franchise holders sa iba't ibang bahagi ng Pilipinas. Owned and operated by Mr. and Mrs. Joseph and Vicky Mojica. Angel's Burger, ang burger ng bayan.
Petsa ba ngayon?
Pilipino ako, sa puso't diwa. Ang buhay ko sa bayan ay itataya.
Okay, isang magandang tanghali po sa ating mga giliw na tigapakinig. Ngayon po ay araw ng Martes, ika-16 sa buwan ng Mayo, taong kasalukuyan. Isang oras na naman po tayong magkakasama-sama dito po sa palatuntunang Lingkod ng Bayan, kaagapay ng mamamayan in partnership with Eastern Police District. Siyempre, with the man behind the LBKM, EPDC-DDS, Police Colonel Benliner Capili. Maaari nyo po kaming panoorin live sa FB DWBL live streaming, Lingkod ng Bayan. Nasa YouTube din po. At sa inyong talapitan sa radyo, DWBL 1242 kHz AM band. Ang programang ito ay handag sa atin ng SM Supermall at SM Mega Mall. Magkakaroon sila ng sale, no? Come 19 to 21 May. Ng JB Stark Gaming Company at ng Sonar. Napakapalad po natin ngayong araw na ito. Marami po na naman tayong matututunan, ano? Ang programa is more on education, familiarization, and syempre, updating ng mga accomplishments ng mga units ng Philippine National Police na atin pong nakakadaupang palad. Syempre, magandang tanghali sa ating Chief PNP, Police General Benjamin Acorda Jr. At hindi makakalimutan, syempre nasa aking kaliwa ang aking co-anchor, si Major Agmaliw. Thank you very much muna sa aking pilot, Police Corporal Barameda. Magandang tanghali kila Attorney Ferrer. Naalala ko si Andrew. Kay Attorney Eric Valero at siyempre kay Attorney Sherwin Visconde, kay Edie. Uy, nandito ang ating chief ng station, ano to? Station, papasukin natin. Yan po ay galing mula sa puso ng Mandaluyong Police Station, handed to us by the Station Commander of Police, Substation Commander, Police Captain Tale, Substation 5, Mandaluyong City Police Station. So again, thank you very much. Kasama natin si Garcia, si Eleuterio. Okay, picture daw, picture. Okay, maraming salamat po sa COP na Mandaluyong Police Station, Police Colonel Cesar T. Herente, at syempre sa kanyang Substation Commander, Police Captain Tale, kay Patrolwoman Garcia, and Patrol Corporal Eleuterio. Thank you very much. Ito po ay kaugnay pa rin sa Mother's Day celebration. Thank you very much. Talaga naman pag nangako si COP, no? Thank you very much again, COP. Another cake and another bunch of flowers. Thank you po. Okay, ulit partner. Maraming salamat po sa Chief of Police ng Mandaluyong City Police Station, Police Colonel Cesar T. Herente, at syempre no yung station 5, Substation Commander si Captain Arturo Tale. Okay, pabatiin mo natin yung aking partner, no? Sabi ko nga kanina, yung ating panauhin ngayon, partner, napakarami nating matututunan, ano? Mamaya-maya, after ng greetings ng aking partner, ihatid natin ang ilang mga balita, then followed by the ABP ng ating guest, followed by the interview of our guest. So, partner.
Opo, muli po, mula po sa hanay ng kapulisan ng Eastern Police District, binabati po natin ng isang napakagandang araw sa ating mga tagapakinig, mga suki, no? Lalong-lalo na ang ating mga men in uniform ng Eastern Police District. Magandang tanghali po sa atin lahat. Binabati ko na rin po ang ating ama ng pambansang pulisya natin, Ma'am Floria, no? Si Police General Benjamin Acorda Jr. Sir, happy viewing po. Ganun na rin po ang ating buting Regional Director ng NCRPO. Walang iba kundi si Police Major General Edgar Alan Okubo. Sir, ganun din po ang ating mga very supportive na District Director. Walang iba kundi si Police Brigadier General Wilson Asueta. Sir, happy viewing po and listening sa ating programa. Binabati ko na rin po ang ating mga napakasipag na mga staff ng Eastern Police District. Sina Police Colonel Oscar Asildo, ang ating DDDA, Police Colonel Jesse Tamayo, ang ating DDDO, lalong-lalo na ang ating action man ng Eastern Police District, no? Si Police Colonel Benliner Capili. Isa sa mga bigatin, ma'am, na officer natin. Ganon din po, binabati ko na rin po ang ating bisita ngayon, guest of honor, no? Guest of speaker pala, na walang iba kundi si Police Brigadier General Nation.
Okay, muli po nagbabalik ang inyong abang lingkod, Flory Gabitan, kasama ang aking co-anchor. Atin pong ihahatid ang ating mga balita mula po sa bulwagang pambalitaan ng Eastern Police District, mula po sa ating EPD and PNN police reporters. Okay, we have 15 minutes after 12 o'clock, so we are adjusted. Again, thank you very much sa COP ng Mandaluyong City Police Station. Okay, this time, ihatid po sa atin ang ulat mula po kay Patrolwoman Mel Loquias.
Mula sa Mandaluyong City Police Station, isang wanted person sa kasong attempted rape arestado. Hindi na nakapagsalita pa ang isang lalaking suspect nang ihain sa kanya ng mga otoridad ang kanyang warrant of arrest. sa pinagsanib pwesang manhunt operation ng EPD, katuwang ang 2nd MFC, RMFB, and CRPO. Matagumpay na naaresto ang lalaking suspect na siyang itinuturing na most wanted person dahil sa kasong attempted rape. Kinilala ang suspect na si alias Denros, 23 anyos at residente ng Barangay Mabini, Mandaluyong City. Sa kasalukuyan, pansamantalang nakakulong ang suspect sa Mandaluyong City Police Station Custodial Facility habang gumugulong ang kanyang kaso. At sa karagdagang ulat mula sa Mandaluyong City Police Station, mahigit 300,000 pesos na halaga ng iligal na droga na samsam, 2 drug suspect arestado. Naaresto ang 2 drug suspect sa ikinasang bypass operation ng Mandaluyong City Police Station Drug Enforcement Unit sa Barangay Addition Hills ng nasambit na lungsod. Nagpositibo ang isinagawang operasyon matapos makabili ang nagsibing poser buyer ng hinihinalang iligal na droga kapalit ng 1,000 piso mula sa suspect na kinilalang si alias Mayra, 38 taong gulang, residente ng Barangay Sebastian, Calamba, Laguna, at isa pang kasamahan nito na kinilalang si alias Junel, 30 taong gulang, residente ng Barangay Addition Hills, Mandaluyong City. Nakuha mula sa suspect ang 4 na pirasong heat seal transparent sachets na naglalaman ng hinihinalang shabu na may timbang na 51 grams. Tinatayang 346,300 pesos ang standard drug price ng nakumpiskang iligal na droga. Kasalukuyang nasa kustodiya ng Mandaluyong City Police Station ang mga suspect at naharap sa kasong paglabag sa Section 5 at 11 ng RA 9165 o ang Comprehensive Dangerous Drugs Act of 2002. At dumako naman po tayo sa Pasig City Police Station kung saan nadakip ng Pasig PNP ang top 7 most wanted person station level. Sa bisa ng warrant of arrest, nadakip ng mga tauhan ng Pasig City Police Station Substation 6 ang ituturing na top 7 station level most wanted person ng Pasig City na kinilalang si alias Jasmine. Wanted ang 47 taong gulang na suspect dahil sa kasong pagkasangkot nito sa iligal na droga at sa ilang buwang niyang pagtatago na ispatan din siya ng mga otoridad sa mismong bahay nito na nagresulta sa kanyang pagkaaresto. Noong Desyembre ng nakaraang taon pa inilabas ng RTC Branch 157 ng Pasig City ang kanyang warrant, kaya naman hindi na pinalagpas pa ng mga otoridad ang pagkakataon na hulihin ang suspect. Kasalukuyang nakapiit si Jasmine sa Pasig City Police Station Custodial Facility at nakatakdang iharap sa korte para sa kukulang pagdinig sa kanyang kaso. At yan po ang ulat mula sa Pasig City Police Station. At sa iba pang ulat mula sa Mandaluyong City Police Station, suspect sa carnapping incident sa Mandaluyong City nadakip ng Mandaluyong PNP sa Antipolo, kung saan walang kawala ang lalaking suspect nang arestuhin siya ng mga otoridad. Ayon sa report ng complainant, natangay ng hindi makilalang suspect ang pagmamay-ari nilang motorsiklo habang nakapark ito sa labas ng opisina ng kanyang asawa. Agad nagsagawa ng investigasyon ng mga tauhan ng Mandaluyong PNP Anti-Carnapping Unit upang hulihin ang suspect. Sa patuloy na investigasyon, sa nakuhang CCTV footage, nahagip ang suspect habang minamaneho ang tinangay ng motorsiklo. Matapos ang ilang araw na pagmamanman ng mga otoridad, natuntun at matagumpay na naaresto ang suspect sa Barangay San Roque, Antipolo City at na-recover mula sa kanya ang nakaw na motorsiklo. Ayon kay Police Colonel Cesar T. Herente, Chief of Police ng Mandaluyong City Police Station, ang suspect ay kinilalang si Edmerson, 34 anyos, isang admin assistant at residente ng Barangay Rosario, Pasig City. Nasa kustodiya na ng Mandaluyong City Police Station ang suspect para sa kukulang disposisyon at sasampahan siya ng kasong paglabag sa RA 10883 o ang New Anti-Carnapping Law. At yan po ang mga ulat mula sa Team EPD Pamamarisan. Kaagapay mo, Patrolwoman Melin Biloquias.
Okay, maraming salamat. Atin naman pakinggan ang mga balita mula naman kay Patrolwoman Jenny May Dolor.
Patuloy ang sinasagawang personal building capacitation para sa mga kapulisan ng EPD. kaugnay sa 5 focus agenda ng ating Chief PNP. Dahil dito, isang practical cognitive interview techniques ang isinagawa ng EPD sa pangangasiwa ng District Investigation and Detection Management Division na eksklusibo lamang para sa mga investigador upang mas mahasa pa ang kakayahan at kagalingan ng mga kapulisan sa larangan ng paghawak at pag-iimbestiga ng mga kaso. Ang nasabing seminar ay pinangasiwaan ni Police Lieutenant Colonel Robert C. Domingo, Officer in Charge in District Investigation and Detection Management Division and Administration ng EPD. Kaakibad ng seminar ang programang Personnel Capacitation Program sa ilalim ng 5 pillars ng Police Service na KSSVS o Knowledge, Skills, Strength, Virtues, and Service, na layuning mas hubugin at hasain pa ang kaalaman ng mga kapulisan sa iba't ibang kaalaman ng mga kapulisan. Iba't ibang lecture ang binahagi ng resource speaker na si Police Chief Master Sergeant Rody Bigahar na isang subject matter expert kaugnay sa mga tamang proseso ng mga imbestiga ng mga police reports and cases. Gayon din ang mga practical cognitive interview techniques sa larangan ng pagkuha ng mga mahalaga at tamang detalye sa nahahawakang mga kaso. Nagkaroon din ng open forum pagkatapos ng mga lectures upang ang mga kalahok ay magkaroon ng pagkakataon na makapagtanong at makapagbigay ng kanilang saloobin na may kinalaman sa kanilang mga magiging trabaho bilang investigador. Nagbahagi naman ng mensahe ang District Director ng EPD na si Police Brigadier General Wilson C. Asueta kung saan kanyang binigyang diin ang importansya ng nasabing aktibidad. Ang mga ganitong gawain ay patuloy pang isasagawa upang mahusay ang mga pulis sa EPD ng mga administratibong gawain. Bilang isang alagad ng batas, mahalaga na matutunan natin ang mga ganitong kalaman upang mas matugunan natin ang mga pangangailangan ng sambayanan at mas lalo pa tayo maging epektibo sa pagbibigay de kalidad na serbisyo sa taong bayan. At para naman sa balitang sumusubok sa angking galing at lakas ng mga kapulisan ng EPD, isinagawa ang ikalawang Arm and Unarmed Tactics Competition ng Eastern Police District para sa tagisan ng galing at lakas ng mga matitikas na kapulisan nito sa larangan ng defensive tactics. Ang nasabing kompetisyon ay nilahukan ng mga magigilas na kapulisan mula sa district headquarters maging sa 4 na himpilan ng EPD. Ang Pasig, Mandaluyong, Marikina at San Juan at maging ang Mobile Force Battalion. Dumalo at sinuportahan din ni Police Major General Edgar Alan Uukubo, Regional Director ng NCRPO, ang nasabing aktibidad bilang panauhing pandangal kung saan nagbigay siya ng mainit na mensahe para sa mga kalahok at kanya ding hinangaan ang magandang programa ng EPD na siyang huhubog sa mga kaalaman ng kapulisan sa larangan ng defensive tactics. Bilang alagad ng batas, layunin ng nasabing kaganapan na mas hasain pa ang kaalaman ng mga kapulisan sa larangan ng pagbibigay proteksyon sa pamamagitan ng ganitong defensive tactics upang kanilang magampanan ang kanilang mga tungkulin na paglingkuran ang taong bayan. Gayon din na mas mapagtibay ang kapatiran ng bawat kapulisan. Sa pagtatapos ng kompetisyon, pinarangalan ang Mandaluyong City Police Station bilang second runner-up. First runner-up naman ang Mobile Force Battalion at ang pinarangalang kampiyon sa second EPD Defensive Tactics for Police Officers to Manage Peace and Order in the Community Competition ay ang Marikina City Police Station. Tapos man ang kompetisyon ay hindi nagwawakas ang mga kasanayang natutunan ng ating mga kapulisan. Maaasahan na ang kanilang mga natutunan ay kanilang magagamit sa pagsiserbisyo upang matugunan ang pangangailangan ng taong bayan at mapanatili ang kaligtasan at kaayusan ng ating pamayanan. At yan po ang mga kaganapan sa Team EPD Pamamarisan. Kaagapay mo, Patrolwoman Jenny Dolor.
Okay, maraming salamat. At yan po ang mga ulat mula po sa Bulwagang Pambalitaan ng Eastern Police District from our PNN EPD reporters. So after our break, we're going to play the ABP ng atin pong panauhin ang tanggapan ng mamaya na daw. Tsaka natin ibibigay ang intro ng ating panauhin ang tanggapan po ng Directorate for Investigation and Detective Management, Philippine National Police. After our break,
Burger, ang burger ng bayan. Burger na buy one take one na may libo-libo ng franchise holders sa iba't ibang bahagi ng Pilipinas. Owned and operated by Mr. and Mrs. Joseph and Vicky Mojica. Angel's Burger, ang burger ng bayan.
Streamlining and working with the state-of-the-art technologies incorporated in the databases that are currently in use, the Philippine National Police strives to continuously enhance the current systems used to fight against criminality in its relentless pursuit to improve crime solution efficiency. The investigation solutions of the PNP through the Directorate for Investigation and Detective Management with technical support from the development team of Information Technology Management Service continue to gather important information about people being suspected of committing different crimes through the different information systems of the DIDM, namely CIRAS, CIDMS, eWarrant, and eRow Gallery systems. The PNP arrests and detains individuals who are accused of or suspected of committing a crime. After the arrest, a suspect is taken to the police station for the usual booking process. Gathering of basic information, including but not limited to the person's identity, criminal offense, date, time, place of an arrest, and taking of mugshots made as per the usual procedure. As the PNP is already utilizing automated fingerprint identification system, the need to have a system that would gather the fingerprints of apprehended suspects of crime became a necessity. Hence, there is a need to enhance the eRow Gallery system. This will bring forth another realization for the investigation family. The said enhancement paved the way for the development of the digital booking system or e-booking system. This will ensure the full package database systems that will help in the realization of a higher degree of crime solution efficiency. Currently, the eRogues Gallery stores only mugshots of apprehended suspects as their fingerprints are gathered manually, which are then stored in a file, more prone to wear and tear as the prints often fade through the passage of time. The DIDM has already developed the e-booking system to be equipped with a standard of computer hardware used in taking photographs, signatures, and data gathering of arrested persons' biometric fingerprint data. The e-booking system will capture the biometric fingerprints of arrested suspects. The database will then be integrated to AFIS of the forensic group for cross-matching to the latent prints which were previously lifted from the crime scenes. The e-booking system will not only pave the way for the efficient gathering of biometric fingerprints, it will also streamline the process of scanning and uploading of 10 print cards in the AFIS because the two systems will be interconnected. Also, the equipment to be used by the e-booking system can also be used by the National Police Clearance System to gather more biometric fingerprints. With these enhanced system, easy access to both databases of ordinary citizens through the biometric fingerprints with NPCS and biometric information of arrested suspects through e-booking will come in handy. As every individual has unique fingerprints, it is essential that those prints be captured and stored for verification purposes of the PNP. This will surely pave the way for more chances of solving crime. The implementation of the e-booking will bring forth a standard booking process with the aid of a high-quality and approved equipment will in return equip police stations nationwide with the standard booking procedures for all arrested suspects combined with the data gathered in the NPCS will greatly increase the crime solution efficiency of the PNP. The PNP will continue to make every possible effort in order to ensure that the community will benefit from its services, thereby promoting a safer Philippines to live, work, and do business.
He entered the police service on May 1990 as police cadet, Philippine National Police Academy. Graduated and appointed to the rank of police inspector. In his more than 31 years of active service, he followed a very good career path shown in the service records are the following. Police Cadet PNPA 1990 to 1992. Platoon Leader 602nd Mobile Force Company. 6th RMF Force Company. 6th RMF from November 93 to 1995. Commanding Officer 602 Mobile Force Company. 6th RMF March to August. In the same period, he was also the OIZ of Don Salvador Benedicto Police Station in Negros Occidental. In concurrent capacity, Student Officer PSOBC and PPSC from August 1995 to December. Chief Operations Branch Office of the Assistant Regional Director for Intelligence, Regional Police Command, Regional Director for Intelligence, Regional Police Command 6, REPCOM 6. At the same period, he was also designated as Course Director, Public Safety Basic Recruit Course, Class 0296. In concurrent capacity, Chief of Police Sibalom Police Station, Sibalom Antique from November 96 to 1998. Group Director, 1st Antique Provincial Mobile Group, Kulasi Antique from 1998 to 2000. Section Chief, Regional Anti-Illegal Drug Task Force, Regional Special Operations Group, Police Regional Office 6 from March 2000 to June 2003. Officer in Charge, Regional Investigation and Intelligence Division, PRO 6 from August to September 2002. On concurrent capacity, Student Officer, PSOAC and PCPPSC from July to December 2003. Team Leader, Regional Special Operations Group, PRO 6. Deputy Chief Regional Intelligence Office, PNPIG. Chief Regional Intelligence Office, PNPIG. Chief Regional Intelligence Unit, PNPIG. Deputy Provincial Director for Administration, Aklan PPO. Chief Boracay Special Tourist Police Office. And on October 26, 2011, he undergone 1-year Public Safety Officer Senior Executive National Police College. Philippine Public Safety College and graduated on October 2012. When he was assigned back to Police Regional Office 6, he was assigned at the Regional Operations and Plans Division as Acting Chief of said office. After his promotion to the rank of Police Senior Superintendent, he was assigned as Officer in Charge of Aklan Police Provincial Office from February 5 to September 2014. He was assigned back to PRO 6 headquarters as Chief of Regional Intelligence Division from September to March. Next assignment was OIZ Capiz Police Provincial Office from March to April before he was transferred to Negros Occidental Police Provincial Office. During the 2016 election period, said PCO was detailed at the office of the Regional Director PRO 18 on July 2006. He was chosen to take the post as the Provincial Director Capiz Police Provincial Office until September 2018. After his stint as PD of Capiz PPO, he was assigned as Senior Executive Assistant to the Chief Directorial Staff of the PNP to TCDS. On September 2018 to 2019. On October 2019, he was assigned at SEA to the Deputy PNP Chief PNP for Operations. And on January 2020, he was assigned as C to the Deputy Chief PNP for Administration until September 2020. And from September 3, November 2020, he was the C to the Chief PNP on November 11, 2020 till 2021 January. He was detailed with Personnel Holding Accounting Unit on February 21. He was assigned to his current position. Career service seminars and eligibilities. Administrative record shows that aside from mandatory schooling, Subject PCO was also equipped with different seminars that help him in his endeavor. Significant of these seminars are the Advanced Operational Management in Clarkfield, Pampanga, Anti-Terrorism Seminar, Semarang, Indonesia in February 2009, and Case Operations Seminar in Clarkfield, Pampanga on June 2009. Subject PCO also undergone Basic and Advanced Incident System Seminar, Executive Management course for qualifications in 2017. He also passed the following Police Promotional Examination, Inspector Examination in 91, Police Inspector Examination in 1994, and Police Superintendent in 2002. Our guests received various awards, and decorations of records, The assignment to various field of subject PCO helped him succeeded in his field of endeavor. Among these are his promotions and awards on August 1997. He was promoted to Police Senior Inspector, promoted on a special promotion to Police Chief Inspector. As a Dangal ng Bayan awardee, promoted to Police Superintendent on December 2005, promotion to Police Senior Superintendent on January 2014, and promotion to Police Brigadier General on November 25, 2020. Among the total of the 244 awards, wow, dami, and medals of recognitions received by Subject PCO for his meritorious and laudable achievements are as follows. Medalya ng katangi-tanging gawa, medalya ng kadakilaan, 33 medalya ng kagalingan, 94 medalya ng kasanayan, 92 medalya ng papuri, isang medalya ng mabuting asal, isang medalya ng pagtulong sa nasalanta, medalya ng paglilingkod, 3 silver star at 6 medalya ng paglilingkod sa Visayas, 2 medalya ng paglilingkod sa Mindanao, 7 medalya ng paglaban sa manliligalig, He was also awarded the Medalya ng Natatanging Unit, ang Kalasag Batch, being a graduate of PNPA in 1992 and People Power 2 Ribbon in 2001. He is also a recipient of various awards of plaques, certificates of merit, certificates of recognition and appreciation, and letter of commendations. Being one of the recognized PCO and PRO6, known for his untiring performance, selfless love, and service to people in his AOR, he was conferred the following individual awards: Junior Police Commissioned Officer of the Year 1997, PRO6 Police Commissioned Officer of the Year 1999, Antique PPO Police Commissioned Officer of the Year 2000, Antique PPO Junior Police Commissioned Officer of the Year, PRO6 Best Police Commissioned Officer of the Year 2006, PNP Intelligence Group Best Senior Police Commissioned of the Year 2017 in PRO6, and finalist in the national level. His exemplary leadership and unit management ability has also contributed for the success of his units in garnering the following unit awards: Police Station of the Year 97 as the Chief of Police of Sibalom Police Station, Provincial Mobile Group of the Year 99, National Level as Group Director of 1st Antique PMG, Best Operational Support Unit 2005, PRO6, as the Chief Regional Intelligence Office 6, and Best Police Provincial Office of the Year 2017. National Level as Provincial Director of Capiz BPO. Among his civilian awards are the Most Outstanding Alumni Southern Iloilo Polytechnic College in 2020, Most Outstanding Migawanon 2006, an annual recognition of exemplary residents of Miagao, Iloilo, and the Most Coveted Dangal ng Bayan Award in 1997 by the Civil Service Commission, conferred by former President Fidel Valdez Ramos for his consistent laudable performance in the field of police service, thereby contributing to the overall peace and order of Region 6. Amin pong ikinalulugod at ipinagpapasalamat ang pagbibigay po sa amin ng pagkakataon na makadaupang palad po ang Deputy Director ng Directorate for Investigation and Detective Management, Philippine National Police. Wala pong iba kundi si Police Brigadier General Samuel Camarista Nacion. Magandang tanghali po. How are we going to call Police Brigadier General Nacion? Magandang tanghali po. With me is my co-anchor. Beside me is Major Agmalio, sir.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon po, sir.
Isang napakagandang tanghali po sa lahat, no? At salamat po sa very generous and very comprehensive na introduction na binigay mo sa akin. At of course, pinabati ko po ang ating Chief PNP, ang ating mga kapulisan, of course, yung ating Regional Director, ang ating Chief PNP, Police General Benjamin Kasoga Acorda Jr., ang ating Regional Director, Police Major General Edgar Alan Okubo, no, na aking kaklase, at ang kanyang command group and staff at ang personnel ng NCRPO. And of course, ang aking Director, Police Major General Eliseo Cruz, and ang mga personnel ng DIDM, ang District Director ng Eastern Police District, Police Brigadier General Wilson Asweta, at ang command group ng and personnel of Eastern Police District. And of course, ang author ng programang ito, Lingkod ng Bayan, Kaagapay ng Mamamayan, si Police Colonel Binliner Kapili. At of course, ang ating host ngayon, Miss Flory Gabitan and Police Major Darius Agmaliw. Isang magandang tanghali uli sa lahat, and belated Happy Mother's Day kay Ma'am Flori.
Thank you, sir. Thank you po. Hindi na kami magpapatumpik-tumpik. Una sa lahat po ay maraming salamat po. As what we have said, our program, The Lingkod ng Bayan, we are more on education, information, familiarization, higit sa lahat. At pagpaparating din ng accomplishments ng ating mga alagad ng batas sa ating viewing and listening public. Siguro I would start from the mission and vision ng ating DIDM, sir.
Opo, ma'am, no? Ang misyon ng DIDM, of course, is to assist in the advice that CPNP and the direction, control, and supervision of all crime investigation, no, nationwide. And ang vision po natin, of course, is imploring the aid of the Almighty, that DIDM will be a highly capable, effective, and effective investigation and detective management office by 2028. At
Go ahead, sir.
so as part of the Philippine National Police crime solution efforts, the Directorate utilizes its e-projects, now called as the investigation solutions. In addition to this, the DIDM makes sure that all PNP personnel are equipped with investigative skills through its continuous conduct of competency courses, especially crafted for PNCOs and PCOs. Our collaboration with other foreign countries like Korea also paved a way for a broader skill enhancement opportunities through the training courses that they offer to our PNP personnel. Yun po ang vision natin na mapalawak natin ang kaalaman ng ating mga kapulisan sa pag-imbestiga para magkaroon ng solusyon ang mga krimeng nangyayari sa ating paligid.
Okay, ang akin pong partner ay handang-handa na, no? Pero syempre bago yan na partner, dahil sabi ko nga we are more on information and familiarization. Ano po ba yung mga tanggapan na napapailalim sa DIDM Police Brigadier General Nacion, sir?
Meron po tayong Crime Research and Analysis Center.
Okay.
Ito po yung super division ng DIDM na kung saan po ay dito nare-record, no, ang mga kaso na nangyayari nationwide, and dito ina-analyze ng ating mga personnel ng Crime Research and Analysis Center, no?
Okay.
Kung bakit nangyayari ang krimen, saan usually nangyayari ito, at including yung pag-aanalisa sa mga biktima at sa mga suspect. At meron din tayong Crime Monitoring Division kung saan lahat ng kaso ay doon nare-record. At nagre-record din ito ng ating mga sensational cases, yung mga heinous crime na nangyayari. Doon rin hinihimay-himay yung mga cases like yung mga nangyayaring mga pugo-related cases noon, no? Mga kidnapping cases, and the other cases na nangyayari sa atin, doon hinihimay-himayan sa Crime Monitoring Division ng ating ng DIDM, no? At meron din tayong pre-charge Evaluation and Investigation Division. Yun naman ang tumatanggap ng mga reklamo laban sa ating mga kapulisan na nagva-violate ng policies and laws natin, no? Doon inaalam, ini-evaluate kung talaga ba sila ay may kasalanan, at kung may probable cause ay nagre-rekomenda para sa summary hearing procedure na isasagawa ng ating Discipline, Law and Order Division, no, ng DPRM, or ang mga kaso na dapat i-handle ng IAS ay nire-refer doon ng ating Pre-Charge Evaluation and Investigation Division.
Okay.
So para din sa training ng ating mga kapulisan, no? PCOs at saka PNCOs sa investigation, meron tayong School for Investigation and Detective Development. Sila ang gumagawa ng program of instructions, nag-schedule ng ating mga training based sa MTAP natin, no? Master Training Action Plan. Para lahat ng ating mga kapulisan ay maka-undergo ng training. Ngayon, wala na tayong pinapayagan na maging chief of police na hindi maka-undergo ng Investigation Officer Basic Course. At wala na tayong pinapayagang investigador o PNP personnel natin na ma-assign sa investigation units na walang training ng criminal investigation course. Para ito ma-improve ang efficiency natin in solving our crimes.
Okay.
Meron din tayong naka-attach sa atin yung Women and Children Protection Center.
Okay.
Kung saan naman dito ay minomonitor ng ating ABAW CD or Anti-Violence Against Women and Children ang mga kaso naman na naging biktima ang ating mga kababaihan at ang mga kabataan, no? Para ito ay maiwasan at ang mga nangyayari ay mabigyan ng solusyon. At meron din tayong under sa WCPC natin, meron tayong Anti-Trafficking in Person Division.
Nandito rin pala.
Yun naman ang nagmumonitor ng mga cases ng anti-trafficking kung saan ay nililinlang yung ating mga kababaihan, no? At mga kabataan para pumasok sa trabaho, ngunit naging biktima sila ng anti-trafficking. Ibang trabaho ang napapasukan nila.
Oo nga, nakakaawa naman.
At
Pero
para ma-improve ang ating mga information systems or investigation solution, meron tayong information and communication technology office, no? Handled of course ito ng officer na naka-DS coming from ITMS. Sila ang ginagamit ng DIDM para ma-improve ang ating mga system sa investigation. And mayroon tayong Task Force OSIG na nagmo-monitor ng mga extralegal killings, mga kaso involving elected government officials, no? Mga media killings under the PTFOMS or the Presidential Task Force on Media Security. And meron tayong task force on professional squatter and squatting syndicates. Na ito naman ay nakikipag-coordinate sa Housing and Urban Development Coordinating Council, no? Para maiwasan yung squatting syndicates dito sa ating bansa.
okay, ang dami-daming napapailalim, no, sa DIDM. Pero mamaya, partner, siguro napaka-interesting kasi nung akin yung gusto kong nais-alamin sa ating butihing Deputy Director ng mas malawak, ano, yung e-booking. Pero meanwhile, sa ating Deputy Director, yung aking pong co-anchor ay meron pong nais itanong sa inyo, sir.
Yes,
Go ahead, partner.
Good afternoon, sir. Tanong ko lang po, sir, na para sa naman sa mga maimpormahan nating mga men in uniform, no? Sir, dito po sa pre-charge investigation, kasama po kasi sa narinig ko po kanina, ano po yung mga usually na complaint na against sa ating PNP personnel po na namomonitor po natin, sir?
May mga cases ng misconduct, no? Na nare-report sa ating pre-charge Evaluation and Investigation Division. Meron din tayong mga cases dito ng absence without official leave. May mga negligence na naiimbestigahan, and including yung violence against mga reklamo, no, against violence against women and children na nakukumit ng ating mga kapulisan, no.
Partner,
Yes, ma'am.
nanahimik ka na.
Yes, sir. Follow up ko na rin po. Pag nag-complain, sir, ano-ano yung mga disciplinary authority natin sa PNP, sir, na pwedeng pupunta?
Ang ginagawa ng natin, ng ating Pre-Charge Valuation Investigation Division, of course, mag-gather sila ng affidavit ng complainant and other evidences na ipipresent, then i-summon, no, yung nirereklamo na party para mag-submit ng kanyang counter affidavit, no, at i-presenta niya yung kanyang counter evidence, no, doon sa complaint na sinampa sa kanya, then i-evaluate ng ating pre-charge investigation yan and evaluation investigation division kung may merit ba yung kaso o wala. Then kung may merit, may probable cause or substantial ang evidence na isinampa, ay i-recommend natin yan to deload or summary hearing procedure. At may mga kaso din, of course, yung mga grave offenses na nire-recommend din ng ating pre-charge investigation, evaluation investigation division sa ating IAS, no, Internal Affairs Service.
Okay. Siyempre, ang dami-dami nating katanungan. Sabi ko nga, this is a very informative portion, no? Wherein marami tayong matututunan, lalo na yung what is investigation and at the same time, what is intelligence. Pero bago yan, nais muna nating alamin kung ano pa yung mga magagandang programa ng DIDM para po sa lalo pang ikagaganda ng serbisyo ng inyong tanggapan sa ating mga mamamayan, lalo higit po sa ating mga otoridad, sir.
Of course, no. Taon-taon na nagkakaroon tayo ng annual validation nationwide ng mga cases natin sa mga regions, no. Inaalam natin kung may mga personnel ba tayo na hindi nagbablatter ng mga kasong nire-report sa kanila.
Mhm.
At kung may mga kaso ba tayong tinatago, no, ng ating mga police stations, no. Alam naman natin noon nung wala pang masyadong magandang sistema ang Philippine National Police ay para maipakita na tahimik ang lugar ay may mga kasong hindi na isusulat sa official police blotter. Meron silang mga other blotter book, no, na sinusulatan. Pero sa ginagawa nating annual validation ay nalalaman natin na sa ngayon ang ating mga kapulisan naman ay ginagawa naman tapat ang kanilang mga reports, no, na sinasubmit sa atin. At of course yung enhancement ng ating mga investigation solutions or yung mga e-projects natin. Isang napakagandang bagay ito na nakatulong sa ating investigasyon gaya ng ating crime information reporting and analysis system or yung digital e-blotter kung saan ang mga kaso nationwide ay na-upload, no, na-encode at na-upload dito sa system natin sa SIRAS. So hindi lang nagmi-maintain. Wala.
Oh, go ahead, sir. Go ahead, sir. Andiyan ka, sir.
Okay. Nagkuhan kasi yung nag-change ang background ng kuhan ko eh. Wala.
Okay.
Ay,
Go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
ito yung um, hindi
Okay.
lang sila nagme-maintain ng official blatter book, no? Kundi lahat din ng kaso na yon ay na-i-encode sa ating CIRAS or sa Crime Information and Reporting and Analysis System. So kahit saan tayo ay mamumonitor mamumonitor ng ating mga police stations ang mga cases. At
Okay.
naging importante ito sa ating National Police Clearance System.
Yun.
Kasi
Go ahead. Nabanggit ni Brigadier General Nacion yung National Police Clearance, ano? Bumalik sa aking alaala na ito po talagang National Police Clearance, ika nga na created, no? Ay napakalaking tulong din po apprehending those people who are at large na may mga kaso. Ang nandyan sa Camp Crame under Police Lieutenant Colonel Engcot ay minsan ko na po nga nakita paano mag-process at makakita ng isang taong may kaso na mismo ang National Police Clearance ay hindi nare-release yung niya. It's almost the same as the NBI clearance, sir.
yes, sa National Police Clearance, ginawa nating National Police Clearance ito dahil dati ginagamit natin yung local police clearance.
Okay.
So kapag may kaso ang noon no, during the issuance pa ng local police clearance,
What is the
kapag may
difference?
kaso ang isang kapag may
What
kaso ang isang
Go ahead po. Difference between the National Police Clearance and the local police clearance.
yes, noon sa local police clearance, kapag may kaso ang isang tao sa isang lugar, no, at lumipat siya sa isang lugar at doon siya kumuha ng police clearance. After 6 months, doon siya sa kabilang lugar, doon siya kumuha ng police clearance, ay wala na siyang record kasi wala siyang record doon sa nilipatan niyang lugar, no? Kaya hindi natin ma-detect yung mga cases. Pero sa ngayon, sa National Police Clearance, kahit saan siya kumuha, no? Kung nakakommit siya ng kaso doon sa Visayas, kumuha siya ng National Police Clearance dito sa Luzon, ay madidetect ng ating prosesor kung siya ay may kaso. Kung saan nagiging epektibo din siya sa ating crime solution. And as of now, meron tayong 1,000, to be exact, 1,005 wanted persons arrested while applying for National Police Clearance. No?
Wow,
At nagiging madali yung pag-apply ng ating National Police Clearance dahil ito ay online, no? Pwede tayong mag-apply online. Then sa payment natin, pwede ring online through GCash. And mag-set na lang tayo ng appointment kung saan natin kukunin yung ating police clearance mismo, no? Kung saang station. So pagdating ng aplikante doon sa station ay doon na i-process na lang yung picture niya at saka yung biometrics. Then after that, nalaman na wala siyang kaso, ipiprint na lang. So madali yung kanyang application ng National Police Clearance.
Okay, nais po nating itanong, ano, ito po bang National Police Clearance ito po ba ay lahat na po sa buong Pilipinas, lahat ng police stations, or there are selected areas wherein doon lang maaaring makakuha ng National Police Clearance?
Ang vision talaga ng DIDM ay lahat ng istasyon natin ay maging enabled, no? Police station, magkaroon ng issuance ng police clearance. But as of now, hindi pa lahat ng istasyon natin ay mayroon, no? Because of the limitations of fund, hindi pa lahat. Pero pwede rin silang mag-apply anywhere, no? Sa mas malapit na istasyon na mayroon sila, pwede silang mag-apply. At sa ngayon ay ini-expand din natin nagkakaroon ng police clearance processing ng application doon sa mga malls, no? Meron tayong MOA with SM Super Mall, no? Para kung saan may available na space ang SM ay pwedeng mag-establish ng National Police Clearance Booth doon sa mall na yon, no? And including yung sa City Mall, meron na rin tayong MOA kung saan pwede ring mag-establish ng National Police Clearance Booth doon sa mga city malls.
Okay, partner, ang alamin natin din sa ating butihing Deputy Director kung ang DIDM din ba ay kasama, no, sa pagmomonitor naman ng ating mga cyber crime committed, sir?
Yes, no, ang ACG as of now or anti-cybercrime group ay under the functional grouping ng Directorate for Investigation and Detective Management, no? Kung saan sila ang naatasan ng DIDM to monitor and investigate yung mga cyber cases and cyber related cases.
Okay. Sige, magtanong
Sir,
ka,
follow up
partner.
ko na lang po kay Ma'am Flory yung tanong niya. Sir, yung cyber investigator po natin, meron kaya doon sa ating mga station, sir? Meron ba tayo doon, sir? Mga office doon?
Yung cyber investigator sa mga stations ay wala pa tayo, no? But kung may mga nangyayari, ay nire-refer nila ito sa ating regional anti-cybercrime unit, no? Nakipag-coordinate sila doon para matulungan sila sa investigation regarding cyber-related cases na nangyayari sa kanilang areas of responsibility.
Okay. Ang bilis ng oras. We only have about 10 minutes para sa ating Deputy Director. But still, ibibigay natin yung pagkakataon sa ating butihing panauhin. Nais natin lamang palawakin, ano? And thank you po for informing us, no? Meron pala, partner, na annual validation na ginagawa ang ating mga otoridad under the office of the DIDM, checking all the blotters pala. So nothing to worry, no? Tama yung sinabi ni Police Brigadier General Nacion kanina na yun nga yung mga blotter books, no?
Yes, ma'am.
So nais nating alamin in a span of 15 minutes na lang ito to go. Yung Task Force OSIG, that's one, and the e-blatter, ano? Masyado akong interesado dito sa e-blatter kasi you can blatter somebody online, sir, and the Task Force USIG and other things pa po na gusto ninyong iparating sa taong bayan para po sa aming kaalaman.
Yes, na. Ito po ang naging papel ng ating Task Force OSIG, no? It shall coordinate with all PNP units and local government agencies at the national level regarding Task Force OSIG matters, no? And shall record, monitor, and follow up list of victims, cases, incidents being claimed by various groups. Shall record, monitor, and follow up list of victims, cases, and incidents, no, being claimed by various groups. Shall record, maintain, and monitor those cases excluded from Task Force OSIG mandate, and shall prepare memo directive per instruction of the Task Force OSIG commander and monitor its compliance. Ang ating Task Force OSIG commander po ay ang ating director mismo ng DIDM.
So this is composed of Task Force USIG is composed of non-government.
Ang Task Force OSIG ng PNP ay under mayroon tayong specific na task force dito under sa DIDM. And it coordinates only with other agencies na nag-handle din ng Task Force OSIG cases, no?
Okay, yun ang mga ating 5 minutes na lang pero still interesado pa rin ako dito sa e-booking, sir.
Kung pwedeng
Yung
mag-elaborate.
SIRAS natin, yung sa e-booking, yun pong SIRAS natin. Pero yung digital booking system natin, na nilaunch natin siguro mga more than a month ago, no? Nilaunch natin dito sa PNP, yung digital booking system, na kung saan sa ngayon, kung arestado natin ang wanted persons, dinadala natin sa police station, kinukunan natin ng mugshot, at kinukunan natin ng fingerprint through 10 print cards. 10 print cards, no? Ang ginagamit natin. So nagiging mabagal yung uploading natin kasi i-collect pa yung 10 print cards from police station, going to provincial office, going to regional office, saka isa-submit sa forensic group for encoding sa ating automated fingerprint information system, no? Kaya mabagal at may mga cases na yung 10 print cards, yung mga fingerprint na imprint doon ay hindi acceptable doon sa ating fingerprint card, sa ating APIS, hindi niya mariread, no? That's why nagkaroon ng programa sa director, ang ating director, na magkaroon ng digital booking system wherein meron tayong fingerprint scanner na gagamitin. Na yon ang vision natin ay magkaroon lahat ng istasyon na kung saan pag-aresto ng wanted persons or suspect sa krimen, ang kanyang fingerprint ay kukunin na digitally and automatic ma-upload doon sa ating automated fingerprint information system ng forensic group, kung saan ang papasok doon na fingerprint ng suspects natin ay mai-cross-match kaagad doon sa database ng APIS natin, and including doon sa mga latent prints na nakukuha sa crime scene, no? So mabilis na ma-process at mabilis nating malaman kung may other cases pa yung arrested suspects na yung arrested suspects natin.
Okay, napakalaking tulong ano sa ating mga kababayan, lalo higit itong e-booking, ano. Oo, yung pagbablatter ng ang dami-dami kong natutunan, partner. Anyway, 5 minuto na lang yung nalalabi, ano. Sabi nga natin, nakita naman natin kung gaano ka-expert, kung gaano kabatikan, and congratulations sa lahat ng awards na nakamit ng ating butihing panauhin. He has all the expertise, no? So, this time, sir, on behalf ng Lingkod ng Bayan, kami po ay nagpapasalamat, and we will be asking for your parting message, and at the same time po, yun na rin ating mensahe para sa ating mga kababayan.
Okay, maraming salamat din po sa Lingkod ng Bayan, no? Kagapay ng mamamayan sa programang ito, at naimbita kami para magbigay din ng informasyon tungkol sa opisina namin, no? Sa Directorate for Investigation and Detective Management. At ang paalala po natin sa ating mga kababayan, of course, kung may mga nangyayari sa kanila ay dapat nilang ilapit sa ating mga police station at para ma-record at maimbestigahan ng ating mga kapulisan. Huwag nilang pabayaan na may mangyari at hindi nila i-report kasi pag hindi natin ma-aksyonan kaagad ay maaring may iba pang maging biktima yung mga suspects, no? So gusto rin nating makipagtulungan, of course, sa lahat sa ating mga mamamayan na ang kapulisan, no? Inaamin natin, hindi natin ma-monitor lahat ng mga nangyayari. Hindi natin malaman kung anong mga nangyayari sa paligid kung hindi makipagtulungan ang ating mamamayan, no? Alam po natin na ang lakas ng ating kapulisan ay nakasandal din, no, sa lakas ng relasyon natin sa ating mga mamamayan. And pagsisikapan natin na ang mga reklamo ng ating mamamayan ay mabigyan natin ng aksyon, mabigyan natin ng solusyon, no, para lahat tayo ay mamuhay ng mapayapa, tahimik at maayos dito sa ating bansa. Maraming salamat po ulit.
Okay, maraming salamat. The Action Man is watching. Thank you very much po sa ating Deputy Director ng DIDM, Police Brigadier General Samuel Camarista Nacion. Siyempre, thank you very much din kay Police Staff Sergeant Irma Marcelo. Thank you very much po. God bless. Okay, inyo pong narinig ang tinig ng butihing Deputy Director ng Directorate for Intelligence and partner, magsalita ka naman dyan, no?
Investigation.
Investigation Management. So, umabot na naman kami sa nagkahabulang oras ng pagpapaalam. Thank you very much.
Yes po, salamat po sa inyong pakikinig. Muli po ang Eastern Police District ay handang magsilbi, magserbisyo na may malasakit, may puso. Yan po ang tatak ng Team Pamamarisan. Magandang hapon po.
Okay, so once again, thank you very much Mandaluyong COP, Police Colonel Cesar Herente, no? And thank you very much po. Again, Happy Mother's Day sa lahat po ng mga nanay, lola, tita, at lahat-lahat. Again, thank you very much sa technical kay engineer. Again, ito po ang inyong bang lingkod, Flory Gabitan. Magkarinigan po tayo muli sa darating na Martes. Magandang hapon, Bansang Pilipinas.
Lingkod ng Bayan, kaagapay ng mamamayan. Ang programang maglilingkod sa sambayanan, katuwang ang ating mga public servants. Lingkod ng Bayan, kaagapay ng mamamayan. Kasama ang inyong lingkod, si Flory Gabitan, tuwing Martes, alas 12 hanggang alauna ng hapon, dito lamang sa DWBL 1242 sa inyong talapitan.
Aalawin kayo ng aming kilalang mga komentarista at public service program. Ito lamang simpilan ng DWPL. Mula sa top-rated music station ng dekada 80, ang WBL. Tuloy na naglilingkod sa inyo sa pamamagitan ng mga